Welcome back. When you study the old streetcar routes, the bus lines pretty much mimic them, but Omaha has grown and spread out over the years. Without corner stores and now sprawling yards and land, it's harder to get from place to place. Is it a mindset, or have we just become car-centered? It's a topic an Omaha filmmaker is exploring. Here's a trailer of the documentary Car-Centric.
Welcome to Omaha. Today, it is one of the most car-centric cities in America. Omaha had the worst drivers in America in 2018 and again in 2021. Omaha, with its sprawling suburbs, ranked 99 out of 100 in the 2024 U.S. Climate Transportation Index.
We began to tear down buildings in the urban core and replace those buildings with parking.
While recent development in parts of downtown and midtown have started to rebuild the urban core, there are still huge swaths of land filled with parking lots that sit empty.
You get caught in this downward spiral where you just can't catch up.
They are very much thinking about the future of our environment.
Not having access to public transportation is just one more thing that divides us.
And I have to wonder, why is it that so many of us as Omahans, we ride transit when we're in other cities, but when we come back we think that's not for us here, or that wouldn't work here. The reality is it's got to work.
You can't just say get out of your car. You have to provide a viable alternative.
It was such a great documentary. Joe Gitter created that film. Joe teaches photography and film at Bellevue University, and he is the director of Car-Centric. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to come here and talk about my film and the importance it is to the future of Omaha.
So I was at the screening, and you had some pretty good feedback.
Yes, we had a pretty full audience. I think we were pretty much sold out. Lots of positive comments afterwards, and lots of interest in showing the film in additional venues.
What made you gravitate towards this topic?
So that's a great question. I grew up in North Omaha in the Miller Park neighborhood, and at the time it was a very walkable neighborhood. We walked to church, we walked to school. There were corner grocery stores a block away. Less than half a mile away was a pharmacy, and just a little bit further there was even a Brandeis store. And when I went to high school, I went to a small Catholic high school in South Omaha and rode the bus to high school, transferred downtown, and I just valued having the opportunity to live in a very walkable neighborhood.
Right.
And when I graduated from college, I pursued an engineering career. At the time, there weren't a lot of engineering jobs in Omaha. So I ended up moving to different locations and ended up on the East Coast, where I lived for over 30 years. And on the East Coast, there was just a lot of walkable neighborhoods. There were transit was just an everyday part of life. It's how people got to work.
Sure.
And there was no stigma about riding public transit.
Everybody rode the bus. So you're part of the Downtown Omaha Improvement District now, and I know as an organization you're really focused on a vibrant urban core. Why is that so important to keep downtown busy and keep people living here and pack it full of businesses?
Well, it's important for downtown. At one point, downtown Omaha was the economic engine of the city. It was very dense and supported transportation. We had the second largest streetcar system in the country at one point. And then beginning in the late 1950s, 1960s, there was more development in the suburbs. More people moved to the suburbs. And there was, over a period of about 30 years, a destruction of the urban core. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but the density in the urban core really decreased. And why that's important today is that the city of Omaha, in about 15 years, isn't going to be able to expand its tax base in the way that it traditionally has through annexation at the suburban fringe, just because of physical boundaries more than anything else. And so it's going to be important to densify, or I should say re-densify the urban core in order to build up that tax base.
Sure.
Because that is, again, going to have to be the economic engine of the city.
So you're not suggesting that people completely get rid of their cars, but
No.
we don't have room for we're not going to have room for parking lots. Parking lots are not valuable, but if you put residential areas that build tax dollars on that land, that's valuable, right?
That's very valuable. And that's the idea behind the streetcar is already we've seen well over $1 billion worth of development along the streetcar line. And that development is bringing people downtown, it's bringing jobs downtown, and it's really working effectively to start to re-densify the urban core.
What do you think about microtransit? Will that help with the whole getting around scene?
I think microtransit is great. I heard, what Lauren had to say, and especially in those areas of lower density where it's just not economically viable to run big buses out to those locations. I think microtransit is great, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it work in Omaha.
I'd like more people to see your film because I think it's important. You have another screening coming out?
Yeah, I'm an adjunct professor at Bellevue University, and because of that, I have access to the Chris Auditorium, which is it's like a 300-seat auditorium.
Nice.
It's on the campus of Bellevue University. That's going to be on May 8th, 7 p.m. And we're also looking for other opportunities. I'd like to be able to, screen it out in West Omaha, for example.
Yeah, and one final quick question: do you still ride the bus? Do you try to walk? Are you walking the walk?
I try to. In fact, I walked here today from down where we live in downtown Omaha, so it wasn't a long walk, but
nice.
I did walk here today, and I do try to take public transit when I can.
Right.
But even downtown, which is probably the most walkable area of Omaha, we don't have a grocery store. We don't have a pharmacy. So there's some room to grow to make downtown really a
right.
walkable
I understand
neighborhood.
density, but then you have to help those people out too. You have to give them what they're asking for.
Right.
Very good, and I look forward to seeing more from you.
Well,
thank you so much, Joe.
Really appreciate it.
We talked about Omaha's streetcar. Construction is underway. That streetcar will run from Blackstone to the Old Market and back. It is a 3-mile round-trip economic driver. Alex McLoone reports on the early growing pains.
Construction disruptions.
In the long run, we're very, very excited about it.
But this year, no parking and only one-way traffic on Farnham Street outside for Dan Florence and his Midtown business.
But we do, have the parking garage right next door.
Definitive Vision set up shop when he moved here from San Francisco, a city framed around its public transit system.
We used it consistently.
He's one of the Omaha business owners better informed of the streetcar's benefits thanks to webinars with the Omaha Streetcar Authority.
So, we've been sort of reaching out to our patients to let them know, hey, it's going to be a little bit difficult for the next few months to sort of get in and out of here.
Growing pains for a city looking to bolster its downtown with more foot traffic, more apartments, when construction is finally complete.
My patient base all the way down to the river.
It's a new mode of transportation here so you can leave the car at home and don't have to hunt for a parking spot.
Finding parking is the hardest thing for everyone, customers, employees. There's not a lot of places to park in this area.
Down the street in Blackstone. You're saying winter's a slow season?
Yeah, definitely. And with the construction, it's just making it a little bit slower.
Early Bird is on the bandwagon, hoping to see more customers in a couple years.
We are really optimistic that when it's done, we are going to get a lot of people in the area. But yeah, we're just hoping for that time to come sooner than later.
So they're turning to apps to sell entrees.
We're using our third party like Grubhub and DoorDash to just get our food out the door.
Local business owners say they're buying into the streetcar and could use all the support they can get until the new transportation system comes into service late 2027.
I think that this is going to be huge for the city.
Still ahead, my experience going carless for a week and what I learned, why it raises awareness for one local organization. First, a reminder that your comments are an important part of the show. If you want to be heard, email us, news@ketv.com. We'll be right back.